Measuring the quality of leads is such an important thing. When you start lead scoring, you have to consider what is a good behavior, what is a bad behavior of a lead that is coming in. So you can really focus on the ones that are showing the behaviors that are highly correlated with actual sales at the end and with happy customers. So let's look into that. So the first question I want to ask you, and that you can write in the comments or in Discord, is how does the perfect lead look like for you? What would a perfect 100 look like? For me, for pirateskills, it's, for example, it's being contacted by a founder that has a junior marketing team. They are making maybe upwards of 200,000 euro per year. They have done good organic marketing. They have a product that goes off the shelves, maybe sells 1 to 10 units per day. And now they want to grow really strong. They are ambitious. They want to get to 100 sales, 1,000 sales per day. This is my perfect dream 100 lead. Yeah? So think about what makes that lead so awesome. And let me just give you some categories that I usually like to think in when I try to do that. To make it more concrete, let's think about it in the context of our case study, Monday Rocks, the app for successful teamwork. So a B2B app, yearly purchase or one-time purchase around 400 euro with a high customer lifetime value consulting upsell potential. So what would be important for them? What are the perfect Monday Rock leads doing? They are surfing on the website. They're checking them out on LinkedIn. They're sending messages. They want to reach out. They sign up for the free app. They watch the videos on the different social media channels. Those are the kinds of behaviors we're looking for. And then you want to give these kinds of behaviors points. These are the actual points that I would consider giving here. Again, the lead scoring here with this example is on a popular yet arbitrary scale of 0 to 100, 0 being completely no chance of being sold ever. 100 is extremely likely that they want to become a customer and are able to. Now, the first element here in the behavior, what people are doing, is email activity. There are lots of people on email lists, but they don't open emails. They don't click on the call to actions. If they click on call to actions, they don't convert afterwards. So email activity is even in itself a broad area. On which email list are they? How likely are they to open your mail? Did they open specific sales mails that you are interested in? Did they look at the document that you sent with them? So email activity is a highly measurable behavior that you should definitely consider as a factor in your lead scoring. And then, did they visit your website? Maybe a website visit is not valuable as much as email activity. So usually people first have to visit the website, maybe download a lead magnet, and then have some kind of email activity. So I give less points for just visiting websites than email activity. But what if you would weigh, this is a very simplified example, of course, yeah? What if you weigh the pricing page higher than the normal homepage? That would make much sense. What if you would score it higher if people spend longer time on the pricing page, or if they interacted with the chat widget on the site and asked specific questions, or if they downloaded an offer that you had as a PDF on your website. So all of those behaviors could increase them. So let's look at 2 to 3 typical behaviors on websites that people can show. The contact request is what most of us have on our website. In some way or form, in our About Us section or Contact Us section, we give people the opportunity through a contact form to get in touch with us, right? That is very typical on most websites today. They are more or less pretty, yeah, but it is a decent way for people to do it. It's a bit old school, but hey, Yeah, that's the way it used to be. But if people actually jump through the hoop of filling out a form and sending it out, it's worth a lot. Yeah, it gets them 15 points on a scale from 0 to 100. And it's even more valuable if they just download something. If I give them a nice goodie, like a poster, an ebook, something like that, and they download that, of course, and they give me their contact data, of course, that gives them 10 points as well. But it's worth less than if they proactively get in touch with you. We still don't know what kind of message they sent, but even that they went through the effort of doing it is a good sign. And then maybe you have an event like a webinar here, like this, the live stream, or a real offline event or a product demo, and people register for this event or actually show up, which would be even more valuable than registering. But registering is very easy to track. Showing up is not easy to track. That gets them even more points. Let's put 25 points in that direction. So those are 5 categories and pretty prototypical points that I would give that I think most of you can apply in your business. If you have a B2B business. If you are more in B2C, think about it in who is just visiting your website, who is watching at the product detail page, who's adding something to the cart, who's entering the checkout, who's getting to payment and shipping and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and who's actually being ready to purchase at the end. This is what the lead scoring would primarily focus on in a B2C scenario. Cool. So this is one half of the lead score, the behavior that people are showing. The other half is, for me, the attributes of the perfect lead. So let's look at Monday Rocks. As an example, what is a perfect lead for Monday Rocks? A person who has a team leadership position, or an HR manager, or a CEO of a company who wants to improve the team culture and the team organization. That would be perfect in terms of position in the company. But what about company size? What about number of employees or team size? Those could all be aspects that make that lead perfect. So what does it do for you? What kind of attributes does a perfect lead have in your business? Just leave a comment and we can discuss it. Let's do the same thing as with the behavior and look at 5 things that I very regularly use as attributes for lead scoring. I remember a fun website from Linux, and they have one of the best lead nurturing sourcing mechanisms I've seen. So if you go to Leanix, leanix.net, they used to have awesome posters that you can download, like for enterprise architects, and they ask like for name, company, phone number, email, and they just had like one drop-down menu which says like, do you have more than $1 billion of revenue or less than $1 billion of revenue? That was their annual revenue thing. And I always thought it was quite fun. It's not on there anymore, but it must have worked for them somehow because they are growing really, really great. So then what kind of job title do they have? I mentioned for the Monday Rocks example, the CEO, the HR manager, the team leader. What kind of job titles would you be hunting for on LinkedIn, which we discussed in the last meetup, and what would you like to see when somebody submits a form, and tells you, oh yeah, I'm a CEO. So then the ability to decide, of course, this is sometimes hard to judge, but if sometimes the lead scoring goes hand in hand with actually talking to people and chatting with them. Let's say you're just chatting with them on LinkedIn, you ask them, hey, are we able to make that decision, or do we need to bring somebody in? And they say, no, it's fine, I can make the decision. That's worth 20 points to me. That is an incredibly important attribute of a lead, their ability to decide. If they're not able to decide, I need to broaden the account, from this one lead to think about multiple leads within one account, one company, or one department within a larger company. Then, do they have the budget necessary to to do a project with you? That gets 10 points. And then, do they need the solution? I think this is the big killer one. And this is what oftentimes only the salespeople will find out. How big is the urgent need to get that problem fixed, hopefully with your solution? If people are really not committed to changing, then it's going to be a very tough sell. But if they are under pressure to perform, then you have a much better position. And there are leads who are this way and leads that are that way. So focus on the ones that really have a high need. And again, this is just an example list with example points, which I think are very sensible, but please adjust them to your business and make them yours. That sums up the measuring the quality of the leads. Look at behavior, look at attributes, give them numbers on a scale. I like to use 0 to 100 because for me it's always probability to convert to a customer, and 100 is 100% probability to convert. And start making it measurable, but make it absolutely yours. What are the behaviors in the past that have correlated? What are the attributes from the past that have correlated? And then the next part in the next video is going to be about handing those leads over to sales or to keep nurturing them. Keep on watching.